Good morning, Boundless Grace Church family. Ron Branscombe here. Hey, first I want to start off with a huge thankfulness, and I'm just humbled to have the opportunity to serve as elder for Boundless Grace. I look forward to working with Brother Bob and Brother Josh and Brother Jonathan, and then also serving each one of you in whatever capacity that looks like. So please feel free to lean on me, holler at me, whatever I can do to help. I want to be able to be a servant for the church. So with that, though, let's jump into chapter 10 of 1 Corinthians. Paul's giving a brief history lesson, reminding the church of Corinth about their ancestors, as they were escaping the Exodus from Egypt, how the cloud how they were under the cloud. They were under God's protective hand, and He had provided for them not only food, but also they spiritually drank from the rock of Christ, which I find that interesting that Christ is specifically mentioned by Paul as being there with the Israelites during that Exodus. But Paul's reminding them, hey, God took care of them, but He also became displeased with them because of their hearts and where they had turned. And He was really trying to keep the reminder to the church of Corinth to keep their hearts away from evil things as their ancestors had done. And so what a great reminder. And Paul had listed, there were four particular topics that he had mentioned that he wanted to bring up to them as to what their ancestors or how their ancestors had acted. And I think these are very applicable to our church today and to all the churches across the world. Paul, in one point, said, do not be an idolater. He also said, do not commit sexual immorality. Also, do not test Christ. And then the fourth one he specifically mentioned was, do not grumble. And I think for all four of those points, we could look at those individually and really learn a lot from where our heart's at in regard to our relationship with God. And Paul, there's many various items that he addresses in this particular chapter. There's a lot of discussion about food and drink, and really, being conscious of how you're interacting with other believers and maybe causing them to stumble. But I think to sum up all of that, Paul's words at the end of this particular chapter was to do everything that they're doing, do it all for the glory of God. And I want you to really marinate on that. Do all for the glory of God in all that you do. I don't know about you, brother and sister, that sounds to me like a great plan and a great way to lead our lives. God bless, take care, and we'll see what's next in chapter 11.